doing. Okay, good morning. So we are talking about how to start new consultants strong, but taking it all the way back to those sponsoring chit chats, the conversations where we're planting seeds and things like that. We've brought some really neat new people onto our team this month, and it's gotten me thinking about what can we say as we're sort of exploring the idea of joining the team with people. What can we say to them that will help them get an accurate picture of what a successful start looks like, as far as what they're going to do as soon as they start? And as soon as somebody signs up, we're like, yay, I got to show her the website, I got to teach her how to find everything on Glam Central. And in reality, what we want to prepare them with is the idea that the first thing they're going to do is their own launch party. And at the same time, left hand is booking their launch party. The right hand at the same time is figuring out who else they're going to be booking parties with. And then everything else in Glam Central, all the things they have to learn, get learned through the execution of these parties, the host coaching, opening up a party, all that. So the thing is, I think where we're one of the things that I've messed up and would like to get better at is intentionally and deliberately making that stuff really clear when I'm talking to them about starting. And we talk so much about what's fun. Oh my goodness, you're going to, make money. How much money do you want to make? Okay, great. You're going to get jewelry. You're going to meet a lot of really nice new people. You're going to get out the door a couple times a month or however often you want to have a ton of fun. You're going to learn how to do this as time goes on. But we don't really we don't incorporate. So the way we start is you book your own party, and at the same time you book a couple more to all happen right in a row so that you can get good at it and make some money quickly and get the rewards. So my question is, where at the party? So I'm doing a party tomorrow night with 9 guests. I want to be able to paint that picture tomorrow night in my Q&A, in the seeds that I plant, so that people are hearing, oh, that's all I have to do to get started. So they have a clear picture of what they get in the kit, because we're good at showing that, what the benefits are. But I also want them to have a really good understanding of, oh, I'll do my own party and I'll book a couple more. That's how I start if I were to start this. So I'm just brainstorming, just trying to figure this out. Like, where are the obvious places where we can embed that information? At a party, or in the checkout, when somebody says, I don't know, maybe I might be interested. Where do we put that? Have any of you ever talked about that in sponsoring conversations or planting seeds?
Well, I'm going to tell you, okay, I had a plan. The plan didn't work. So now I'm going back and I'm redoing this. And what I'm going to start doing is when we are supposedly dressing the guests or we're talking about the jewelry, I'm going to have the picture of the jewelry out, the kit. But when I dress the guests, I'm dressing the guests with that jewelry. And that's going to be like one of my first seeds. And they're going to see that, hey, I don't need to have a lot, but I could just utilize this right here to do your party. This is what you can utilize. What I put on Rena tonight is what is in our kit. That is what this picture is, okay? Mm-hmm. So when we talk about this, and if you have an interest, because I do not have a crystal ball, this is all you need to do your launch party. I will help you get started with that. This is all you need. And I'm hoping that that might spark something in them saying like,
Mhm.
dang, she's got all this jewelry out here, but she's only using this and I'm loving it.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping they
I
can
like
see
that.
that they don't need to have tons of jewelry to do their launch party.
Right.
This is all they need. And
Mhm.
that I'm gonna start doing that. I've just
Mhm.
been thinking about this for the past 2 days, walking around the
Mhm.
house, just going like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna do this? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, why not? I'm not
Right.
saying that I'm not gonna bring all the jewelry I have.
Yeah.
I'm saying that when I'm doing my presentation, that is all I'm going to concentrate on is that.
Okay.
That is what I'm going to show. When
Okay.
I dress my guests, that is what I'm dressing her up in, is that. Because basically that is the top pieces of jewelry that everybody loves and they want,
Mhm.
basically, you know?
So out of curiosity, while you're doing the dress the guest, is there a way to, once you reveal to them, oh, and by the way, this is what's in the starter kit. And, most people don't realize it, but getting started is so easy because all you're going to do is book your own launch party and a couple more parties all right in a row. And that's how we get started. It's nothing complicated.
Right.
Like, and so maybe that's a natural place to poke that piece of
Yeah.
information.
Kind of reel them in a little bit,
Mhm.
because I mean, for me, I've scaled down a lot with the amount of jewelry I take because
Okay.
I don't want them to think like, oh God, I can't do this. I gotta have all that jewelry. No, you
Mhm.
don't. No, you
Mhm.
don't. So I'm scaling down on what I bring. I'm only gonna bring the top 5 pieces, what I perceive or what we've talked about in the past, the top five, and and throwing the kit in there and utilizing the kit. I want them to see that it's what's the word I'm looking for? Duplicatable,
Mhm.
and that this is all we need to get started. And this is, I mean, your launch party would consist of this right here. And I just
Mhm.
showed you how it works. It's
Mhm.
so easy and so much fun,
So
you know?
I love that. How do we take that messaging and broaden it slightly so that they understand what somebody does when they start at Touchstone? Because I think what's happening is people are getting started with no real comprehension of what they're going to do. And harder yet, to Kathy's point, to know who to work with, harder yet are the ones who say, well, that's all well and good, but I'm just going to do it the way I want to do it. I'm just going to dip my toes in the water and I'm just going to maybe see who wants to buy it at my office when I'm wearing it. And I'll just take it from there. When I hear that, and somebody's already started, when I hear that, I know that I'm not going to get anywhere.
Right.
Um, uh, the only thing that I can say to them, and I have said this in the past, is this is your business and you can totally do it the way you want to. But I would be remiss if I didn't explain to you that people who are successful in this company start with a launch party immediately, and at the same time they're booking several more parties to take place right away. That is how successful consultants get started. You can do exactly whatever you want. That's up to you. But I'd be remiss if I didn't share with you what the best practices are, right? And at the same time, maybe they never heard that to begin with. Maybe they didn't even hear that concept before they even started. And if they had, maybe they wouldn't have even started, which might have been a good thing because then they could have just stayed a hostess. Because I'm not sure we're doing people favors if they're coming in and just seeing what happens. No, I'm not really going to do a party. I'm just going to see what happens because I already
I
know what's
think
going to happen.
I think another thing is planting the seed basically in the very beginning with our power statement
Mhm.
before we get into that, not even mentioning the fact that this jewelry is what's in the kit. That's going to be a surprise after I after you do that.
Mhm.
But when people say, well, yeah, I might have an interest. Let me go ask my friends and see what they think, if they want to come. And, you know,
Mhm.
my comment back to them is let's have a date. Let's pencil you in on let's pencil you in, let's have a date. So that when you go and you talk to your friends, you can say, hey, I'm thinking about maybe doing this, but I'm really thinking about doing a party, and probably, let's see, I want to do on an April 2nd. Would you have an interest in coming? If you
Hmm.
don't have a date,
Hmm.
I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? They go, well, I don't know. When are you going to do it? Well, I don't know. I'm just thinking about it. If you have something concrete, I want to
Hmm.
do this on April 2nd. Do you have
Hmm.
an interest?
Maybe
Now
that.
they have a date and they can say, yeah, I'm available that day, you know, where if they're just randomly saying, I think I want to do this, I think I might, I'm not sure, what do you think, blah, blah, blah. And you don't
Hmm.
have anything that you can offer them as a date. Like if
Hmm.
somebody were to come to me and say, hey, I
Concrete.
want to do a pampered chef party at the end of the month. If I did, would you want to come? I don't know, what day, when are you going to do it? What day? What day are you going to do it? If you're doing it on a Wednesday and Thursday, probably not, but tell me what's your date? That's a little bit more concrete. That you're giving them something. You're saying, I want to do this on such and such a day and time. What do you think? Are you available? Do you have an interest? Would you like to see the jewelry? Would you like to support me? Whatever that is. I think it's really important that we have a date.
Hmm.
They have a
If
date.
that's the approach she wants to take. Well, and I think what's
Right.
important is that regardless of whether she wants to pitch it to her friends or is willing to make that internal decision herself,
Mhm.
the ones who pitch it to their friends first concern me. The
Right.
ones who make an internal decision for themselves because they know they need this or they see something that they really want and they're going to just do it, they're the ones that tend to do better with
Mhm.
this.
Mhm.
So just knowing that that's a red flag if they're trying to shop it around with
Yeah.
people. um, what could we say if we're in a conversation with somebody at checkout? See, the reason I'm bringing this, one of the reasons I'm bringing this up too, is that we've had some people recently, some really neat girls, join on the spot, which is really cool. Usually it's more of a conversation, more time, but we've had a couple of ladies join on the spot, like right there at the party, right there at the event. What can we say in those moments? I mean, I think we need to find that intentional sentence, not to scare them, but to reassure them of how easy it is to start, like what it entails, so that they understand and they know what they're getting into, and this is all it is. And so much of what we say is received based on how we couch it. If we say, well, you're going to have to do this, and then you're going to have to do this, and then you have to, if you put all the have tos into it, it's like terrifying. They're going to go, I don't want to do that. And so we want to say it like, all you have to do is, we plan your launch party. I'll help you figure out who your next couple of parties are going to be. You get them all done in a little string, just like that. Boom, 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 boom. And that's your successful start. What does that sound like to you? Does it sound like a good system? And get them on board with that understanding. I think we've really missed that piece over the last couple of years because we just haven't, all bets have been off. But now we're working to bring people in who don't even realize that we used to do, that we sometimes still do digital stuff. And we want to set up that expectation, kind of like if
Yeah.
somebody takes a job, they want to know what they're going to be doing in the first month, like what the job description is. How do I start this job? Well, you show up at the office, and in the first 2 weeks there's training, and the second 2 weeks there's travel, and in the next 2 weeks there's this. Letting them know, here's how this works. And I think we're so afraid of not signing people. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta sign them, which is an understandable emotion. But somehow we want to shift our brains to say that information is powerful. When we give them the information they need about how they would start, that is going to drive them to start because they see a simple system that's already in place. And so somehow we need to find a way to start dropping those seeds about, we have such a simple system for getting started. Um, we know exactly what creates a successful start for consultants, and we can totally help you do that. So we're going to want to start going to our parties thinking ahead. What are those words that I want to say? And even if I'm standing at a vendor table and I'm talking to somebody and I'm saying, we don't have anybody selling in your town. All it takes is you join, you get some jewelry, you book your own launch party. We help you figure out a couple more parties that you do all right in a row. That's it. That's a successful start. Does that sound like anything you'd be interested in? And now they know what it takes to get started. I feel like we've been missing that piece. Does anybody agree with me, or am I just like kind of
Oh, I agree.
off?
I agree.
So how do we incorporate that? I mean, do the words that I just said make sense if I can deliberately get myself to learn how to say those words? Painting that picture.
I like how you emphasize the use of the word we, and I think that helps with people too. Instead of you need to book a launch party and then do this, instead of like, we'll help you get your launch party scheduled. We'll help you get your, figure out where training is available and all that kind of stuff. Just using the word we more, I think people
Nice.
are more comfortable.
I like that. Mm-hmm. Right. So that it's a
You got to
partnership.
be able to back that up with the support, but yeah.
Right. That's so smart. That's a good point that you picked up on that. And we can again remind ourselves to say we more often, because it really, when somebody starts, she's not in a vacuum. I mean, I was in a vacuum when I started, but I was the first one. Hopefully nobody would be in a vacuum from here on out, because we know how to help her.
Mhm.
We want to help her. Yeah. So you're right, using the partnership words. Mhm. What else does this make you think of? Oh, Kathy, you're muted. I'm sorry, honey.
Saying we is a good point, because I'm always saying, I will help you get started versus, I will not just let you, be out there by yourself. I will help you, learn where all the training is. I will show you. But I do like the word we more so, because it makes it sound like more that we are a team versus one person, one.
Mhm.
Where I have said, I will not let you just get started and not, find anything by yourself. So I do like that word, we.
Mhm.
We. Because I have a party Thursday night also.
Mhm.
So
No.
I and Alicia were talking yesterday, and we came up and we drew this to put on our tables for tomorrow night. And I do like this, because I think it's by throughout the party, it's going to give conversation, and I'm going to refer to this a lot
Mhm.
to talk about the
Can you
opportunity
can you
party.
hold it up? So the on the right is the picture that we took
Yeah.
in the
And then
water.
this is the $250. Um, those little tickets there that they gave us there.
Mhm.
And then this is the opportunity. And then this just gives a little bit on what they can make.
Mhm.
And then just
Why not you? Yeah.
another picture.
Did
Why
you
not
guys
you?
make that, or is that someplace?
No, we made it.
Oh, okay.
Um, so
You can share
and
it.
I'm
I can
gonna
ask Alicia.
share that at the party there, just because I thought, well, it'll be something nice to, put on the table, and then I'm gonna have it right there on checkout,
Mm-hmm.
so that, I'm gonna say, this is kind of what, for all of you who would join my team, this is what you could get. And this
Mm-hmm.
is what you would have. Not only would you make money, but you can earn trips also.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the fun part of it too.
Right. The element of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes, that's an important too, because that attracts people too.
Very much so. I mean, that's why I got started, and a lot of people I know got started in the industry because of trips. Michelle was saying last night on the call that she got into the industry because of trips. Because
Yes, absolutely. You know what?
yeah.
That drew me to it,
Mhm.
because being a single person, this is my only opportunity to be able to go on trips, to be with people at least.
Mhm.
So,
Exactly.
sometimes that is, not for everybody.
Mhm.
But also to point out, if that isn't your interest, you have a chance to earn the extra money.
Mhm.
Sometimes money is more important to people too.
Mhm. Right.
So you have the chance to earn both, and I think that's important to point out both ways.
Yeah. There are so many reasons that somebody might choose to join. Um, when we're talking with them about starting, our brains go to this concept of we have to help them navigate and find everything on the website and all the training that's on there. I kind of think that scares people away. That makes it sound like work. It makes
Yeah.
it sound like it's something that they're going to have to really learn and focus on, and that's not what most people want to do. And I think that's where we can shift our verbiage at the party, in the seeds and in those initial conversations we have with people, to not don't talk about training unless it's to say it's all on the job training. You learn as you go. Like something just very, because it's true. You learn honestly.
You
If
learn
she
as you
books a
go.
party,
Yeah.
if she books a party and a couple more, she's going to find everything that she needs to find.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to send her through 2 hours of training videos. I don't want to show her where anything is. Except how to put that party into the back office that she just decided she's got on her calendar, and those other two that she just booked. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
got to be very much practical.
Simplified.
Yeah, totally simple. And so even if I'm saying to her, I'll totally help you find everything, that you're going to need for all the training videos. Seriously, that would terrify me. I'd be like, I don't want training videos. I had to do that at my job. I had to do that at church. I don't want training videos. Even though we know they're there and we can refer to them when we need them. I don't love when people just hop on there and they just start watching training videos. I'm like, yeah, but where's your party? None of this is going to make any sense to you unless you have a party on your calendar and a couple more to follow it. It's all theoretical until you've got parties on your calendar. And that's why I think really going granular and organic about what's the basic of this business. It's immediately we're going to figure out when your launch party is going to be and who are the top 3 people you want to book a party with. Let's reach out to them right away and see if they are a yes. Right. It's got to be that organic, and forget about Glam Central. That's a resource. It's not the point. So that's the stuff that I need to retool my thinking about how I express how simple this is to start. I mean, when you think about it, all you have to do is book a party and a couple more, and you've started. That doesn't sound hard, does it?
No.
And now we've pointed them in the right direction, and they're starting with the right idea. So any other thoughts about that? Things that it triggers in your brain? Well, some things to think about. I recommend that whatever you thought of in this that you think you want to shift, write it down right after we hang up, because otherwise we're going to forget it.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I forget things.
Oh, I have to write.
Especially key concepts like this. And before you go to your next party, as you're driving, think about the word choices. What is the really clear messaging that I want to get across tonight as I'm walking in this door? Because if they can all walk out of there knowing how to start Touchstone Crystal, then I've done something. Because I don't think I've done a good job of that over the years. I really don't. But I want to get really good at that. And I know you do too. So I hope y'all have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you. I'm going to a chamber luncheon. Just joined the local county chamber of commerce. And this is it's a business women's roundtable, business women's luncheon or something. So it's the first thing I've gone to. So I'm all dressed up. I'm out of my jammies.
Good for you.
I know.
You go have some fun.
All right, girls. Love you. Have a great day.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.